And happy birthday, Halloween! One of my favorite holidays to chill out with friends and eat the good old candy. To celebrate, I decided to do Inktober, and I had a blast. But, oh boy, what a challenge this was. When I first started, I wanted to try doing all the prompts in a Halloween themed style and also in black and white, like in the old cartoons. However, I quickly realized that it would be too difficult to do if I wanted to do some of the ideas I had later on. So roughly by week 1, I had abandoned that idea, and after that, it was pretty smooth sailing. Usually for Inktober, you're supposed to do an ink drawing every day, but I wanted to challenge myself and do small animations each day instead. And now currently, as I am near the end of the challenge, as of today, this is day 30, so I have yet to do the next 2 prompts left. I can safely say that this was way more difficult than I had expected. Not the animations themselves. Those were easy since I knew I was going to be doing them every day, so I had paced myself to make sure that I didn't do a difficult animation. It was more the fact that I had to do them every single day consistently without fail. That was the hardest part of this whole thing. Staying consistent every day was a challenge, which is why some uploads were probably around 2 or 3 in the morning the day after, but I'm still counting it since I'm still up, and if I'm still up, the day has not ended. So the strategy that I came up with was to do a rough animation the day before, and then the next day I would clean it up, line, and color. This way, I still felt I was doing a prompt every day without feeling like I was about to disintegrate. To be honest, I would show you guys all the prompts, but I do feel like it would be a bit redundant since I have them all uploaded on my Instagram and TikTok, well, some on my TikTok. So, check them out, specifically my Instagram, since every single one of my Inktober's is on that platform. So go ahead, check them out, but you really don't have to for this video because I'm just talking about my experience about them. So go check them out if you want, or if not, that's totally fine. So instead of showing you guys all of my Inktober's, I'll show you guys my top least favorites and my top favorites. And so let's start with my least favorites. So the prompt Pierce was just overall, I just didn't like how I animated the ending portion of it. And generally, I wasn't a fan of the animation at all, even though I had liked the idea. The prompt Rivals. My expectations for making this was too great. I had put myself too high of a standard for, how little time I have for these, because I only have a day for these. I just didn't end up enjoying animating it. And then, with the time constraint, of course, it was just a disaster waiting to happen, and I couldn't finish it. So that's why in my Instagram, I just ended up just being like, I can't finish it. So, whoopsies. Prompt Deer, I just shouldn't have done the idea with a deer skull. Perspective was wonky and the animation was really janky, just not my favorite. Just overall animation and experience with it, so. And my favorites, let's go with Skeletal. One of my favorites since it was an original idea that I had that didn't come from a trend, which is, most of these favorites come from trends, so I don't feel like I completely earned the journey itself since I kind of already knew what was going to happen, if that makes sense. The plan was already there, but this one's different because this one was a completely original idea. Blast, loved my cinematic work for this, camera shots, just because it was more cinematic than anything I had done up until this point and after, even though it was one of my weakest drawing points because A, I cannot draw cities, and B, I also cannot draw anything that aren't people. So definitely one of my weakest, and you can probably tell if you look at the drawings because they kind of look a little cartoony, but because of how I did the clips, it was one of my favorites. Ornate. This was definitely difficult to come up with just because it took me a second to figure out what to do for this prompt. And then I realized that I think for one of the Silk Song quest, I believe, it has I think it's called Ornate key or something. I don't know since I do not play Silk Song. I just wanted to hop on the Shaw meme. That was really the only reason why I did it. I liked how I animated it and the timing was right, though I did forget to hide one of my sketches, so if you watch it, you can definitely see it, so look out for that. And that's it. Thanks for listening, and thank you for anyone who was with me throughout the whole Inktober process. I highly doubt it since there's only a handful of you guys. And guys, let me know what y'all want to see animated next. I am looking for webtoons or manhwas to animate just because there's no animation for those. But if there's an anime you guys want me to really animate, just let me know. And I'll definitely do something with that. And that's all. Be safe trick-or-treating. Okay, good night.